Good evening once again, you people of YouTube. It is the three middle-aged guys, and we are bullshitting about nothing. Starting with myself, I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
The Gray Mouse 1.
And yeah, this is pretty much our, I guess, our last Seinfeld video of the night. Because, like I said, this particular week, I was not doing my due diligence and actually researching about genre subjects that would actually give us things to easily talk about. So we're really just kind of.
There wasn't anything out there.
Well, no, I mean,
Don't be hard on yourself like that, man.
I could have found something. Usually, if I put my ear to the ground, I could have thought of something up. But this particular week, I just did not even nothing even registered. I don't know if next week is going to be any better, but that's another subject altogether. That's something for next Saturday. Okay, we are going to. We are talking about probably an old subject, maybe not one that we posted about, but I know there's a video about this that I have. I probably haven't edited and posted it up yet, but we've got a few pet peeves, and the way that this came about is that we were talking about the whole concept of fat shaming. All right, let me say this right now. At the beginning of this year, I was probably weighing around. I was weighing at least 22 pounds heavier than what I'm weighing right now, and I've gotten myself down quite significantly. And as a result, went to the doctor's office, and it didn't turn out into a normal doctor's visit. It turned into a fucking cheerleading section, which made me really fucking happy, especially considering as a middle-aged guy. Last few times I went to the doctor's office, I can guarantee a few things to go ahead and happen. Well, your blood pressure hasn't gone down the way that we thought it was, so we're going to go ahead and increase your dosage on these particular medications or try something new. That's when I hear a lot. Or number two, you could afford to lose a few pounds. All right? And let me just be honest. I'm 5'4". When you're weighing around 220 pounds, there isn't any place in my frame to hide that. Okay, I don't have this. All right, and that's just being honest. So yeah, long story short, went ahead, shelled out some money, went back to the gym, started working out again. Actually, sat down and got on a diet, and yeah, over the last few months, lost 22 pounds. Now. I'm thinking I feel a way to carefully word this.
I was gonna say you try to choose your words carefully.
Yes.
Why?
Fuck that. Just say it.
Why?
If the outlook was different, if I was a modern female, that's how I'll put it. If I was a modern female,
Modern.
it would probably not be unquestionable of me to sit there and say that I was offended at the doctor even suggesting it, and that, there must be something wrong. He must have been a quack. Look, I will agree our health industry is fucked up, okay? The pharmaceutical companies want to get you hooked on their drugs, all right? And they want you on their fucking medications, and they don't want you to ever get off, okay? A lot of the doctors and a lot of healthcare professionals. Excuse me. No, the insurance companies in general, all right, not so much the doctors, but the insurance companies in general, and the hospitals who work with them and everything else. I wouldn't say it's much of a conspiracy to say that if they keep you in a state of sustained sickness, all right, or where they don't cure anything, they just make it easier for you to live with something. So that you're always coming back to the doctor's office for some sort of fucking procedure or checkup, that, they're more apt to do that because they're a business too, and they need return customers. That's just the fucking truth. All right. So I'm not going to sit there and say that the healthcare industry has its own issues. All right. But generally speaking, when you're in the position, trying to fix things, okay, or trying to diagnose things, or trying to point out things that may be uncomfortable for somebody else to hear. All right, like if you work for Terminex and you go to somebody's old house and you tell them they have fucking termites, that may not be the thing they want to hear. Okay, if you work at Amco and somebody comes in and they've got their fucking transmission about to fall out the bottom of their fucking car, and you're the Amco guy and you say, hey, look, your transmission's shot, that's probably not what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but guess what? In the case of the house, in order for them to keep that house, that's probably something they need to hear. In the case of the guy with the car with the transmission falling out, that's probably what they need to hear in order to keep that car on the road. Likewise, if you're a doctor and you sit there and you honestly go out of your way to tell your patient, you need to lose some fucking weight. You're probably not doing that out of the likelihood that it entertains you. Okay. But a lot of people sit there and find it acceptable to go ahead and rant and rave and lambaste these fucking doctors who go out of the way and say, you know, you'd be healthier if you weighed less. Which, guess what? It kind of fucking makes sense. All right.
Well, you know what?
You know, it doesn't register to me. Okay, I mean, I understand. I didn't like hearing from my doctors for the past, I don't know, 5 years that it would do me good to lose at least 20 pounds. But fuck, I got to the point where it was like I had to do something about it. And guess what? I did something about it. And last time I went to the doctor, instead of them going ahead and doing the whole hum, hey, look, at the point that we're going, next time we take your blood, we're gonna have to sit there and check your liver to make sure you're not diabetic. You know, it turned into a cheerleading section. Guess what? It gave me incentive to keep on doing what I'm doing.
Well, let me add on to this.
No, you don't count. You're a white straight male. Your view does not count.
You're right.
This shitlord.
I'm a white cis straight male.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, and the problem is that now with all these social justice warriors and all these other people, all these groups that is pushing the politically correct nonsense, it's getting to a point to where the people like your doctors are having a hard time telling you stuff like, dude, you're overweight, or ma'am, you're overweight. You will be a lot healthier if you lose. You know, they have to pick and choose their words now to make sure that they're politically correct, you know, and so they can't, so you're handcuffing these professions where they can't do their job. It's gotten to that point. You know what? I want my doctor to straight up and tell me, dude, you're fucking fat. You need to lose 30 pounds or you're going to.
Why the fuck are they even at the doctors in the first place?
What do you mean?
Listen, you got fat motherfuckers that are going to the doctors, and then they are shaken to hear the obvious. They're shaken to hear from someone that has an, actual degree and.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, I get you now. Yeah, they get triggered over what if you get triggered for what your doctor tells you, you got some mental issues. You need to look yourself in the mirror and figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. Because the doctor's not there to make fun of you. The doctor's trying to keep your ass alive.
Look, and here's going along with that conspiracy bullshit that I sat there and I mentioned just 2 minutes ago, is that if a doctor sits there and gives you advice that kills you over the next few months of your lifetime. That means you can't see that doctor. That means you cannot have that family doctor for the rest of your life. You are no longer a fucking repeat customer. That is bad business.
Right.
Okay. That doesn't work out that way.
No.
Okay.
I don't. So that was my point. I don't understand how motherfuckers can go to the doctor and then throw a fit.
It blows my mind. It's like something. It's like you don't want to accept facts, and it's all facts. It's like, look, your heart is your blood pressure is too high. Your heart is over pumping. It's straining to pump blood through your system.
Hey, I mean, look, I went through a physical, and it's like, all right, lay it on. What the fuck? Yeah, check me out. Is everything all right, or is there some shit I have to work on?
Exactly. Personally, I want my doctor to be straight up. Just tell it like it is. I might not like to hear it. You got cancer, you got this, you got that.
That's the thing I don't want to hear, but that's why you go get checked out.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, hey, doc, make the theme great again. What the fuck I need to do in order to fucking make the theme great again?
And even this is fun. Even being middle-aged guys that we are now, there are certain tests that all men annually.
We all dread, or we try to stay away from the. But the funniest thing about it is, I've heard this from people. It's like, look, I was feeling just fine until I went to the doctor, and then they announced I had some shit. A lot of people don't want to deal with that, but yeah, you go to the hospital.
What?
You go take a wait. You go take a physical. You weigh 300 something pounds, and I'm not talking about muscle or anything like that. I'm talking about just stomach, shoulders, legs,
neck.
Neck. Yeah, with
you're talking about
with triple fold.
Neck.
No, that's chin. All right, we're talking about next with the triple fold.
Neck.
It looks like a pack of unwrapped hot dogs back there.
It's fucked up when you go to a horse race and they're neck and neck. No, we're talking about that guy. No, but listen. Let's face the common sense about this. You know why you're there. You need that information in order to move into the right direction if you choose to go in the right direction. I mean, look, we're not saying, just quit life. But when a doctor tells you about certain things that, you may need to want to, do this, and you take it personally, then why the fuck do you go see a doctor in the first place?
And that's not to say you can't go out of your way to get a second opinion, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. If you go out of your way
with Obamacare, okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you go out of your way to get yourself a second opinion, all right? And that's a whole other conversation that would take another 40 minutes, all right?
Yeah, let's not go there.
Like I said, if you go out of your way to get yourself a second opinion and the next doctor, regardless of what gender or how experienced they are, tell you the same exact fucking thing, I don't know if you need to go ahead and get yourself a third.
It's funny because I remember when I literally found out the wrong way that I was lactose intolerant when I was young. And I wanted a second opinion because when I'm 10 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, I didn't want to hear that I can't have milk with my cereal. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to
ice cream.
I didn't want to hear it. No ice cream. I wasn't hearing that. I built barriers. I was like, no, I'm not hearing that. There has to be something else here. But
sure.
lo and behold, to another doctor, same shit. So guess what? I had to cut out things in my life. That sucked. But it was just something that I had to do. And it was like, damn.
Well, what's weird too is that what a lot of people forget as they grow older is that your metabolism slows down. You're not a 10-year-old no more, or an 8. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is this, is that when you're a 5, 10, 11, 12-year-old running around doing whatever, you can eat anything, you know? And then when you get to our age and you try to keep that same intake of calories, you can't get rid of them as easy as you. Basically what I'm saying is, I guess, you're less active, so to speak. I mean, you're not going outside and playing, you know, you're not playing hide and seek and Red Rover.
Well, you can't do that nowadays anyway.
Oh, I'm saying, I mean, I'm not saying that you're, and it just to a point where you have to, you know, come up and make a change, you know, do steps, do push-ups in the house.
But let's go back to fat shaming. Let's go back to that. As far as saying, oh, and look, when people take things personally, especially if it's facts or even if someone is making fun of you or anything like that, then okay, you have a choice to make. Either you listen or you don't, and you just move on from that. But don't try to change the whole world's point of view.
Yep.
Just because it hurts your fucking feelings.
Yep.
That's one of the main things that I hate about social justice and social justice warriors. This is one of the main reasons why Bernie Sanders didn't get my support. He's an advocate for social justice. Fuck that, okay? If someone's fat, then they're fat. Let's just cut the bullshit and let's just announce that motherfuckers.
Again, one thing too is it goes back down to self-esteem. Okay, somebody calls me fat. Okay, so you're not hurting me.
It's called self-esteem for a reason.
You know, and that's the problem, is that these kids are growing up with you know, being pampered and given trophies for participation. And they're not building their self-esteem. Because they're going to be, you know, as an adult, you will run into people that will fucking tell you to your face, you know, things that you might not like to hear, you know, and it's just dealing with them, you know, okay, so what? You call me a nerd. I play games. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, you got me real bad there. But you know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to play video games. I'm going to go home and watch a movie, you know? So whatever, you know.
I think it's just nuts that when people, you know, get their feelings hurt and then either their life just stops or they want it to change. So no, we're not allowed to say shit to them anymore. We're not allowed to comment. We're not allowed to have an opinion. We're not allowed to even state facts.
It goes back to what you said earlier, theme that to where facts are relevant anymore. It's to what other people think. It's to a point to where like, you know,
it's fucked up when you can't say anything about fat people, but you make fun of the healthy.
You know, here's the thing. All right. This is part of the reason why I wish more people. This is part of the reason why I wish martial arts, especially an active form of martial arts that encourages physical sparring, should be part of general curriculum. Okay, because look, you can sit there and you can be offended about, or sit there and say that somebody's being mean. All right, or that you could go out of your way and sit there and say somebody's bullying you. But if you're in a situation where, all right, I'm going to put you in a stressful situation where it's you alone against somebody else alone, resisting, trying to better you. Okay, either you can go ahead and fold up after getting punched in the face, okay, and cry, and then come back to it later and then continue to fucking fold up and cry. And you can continue to blame it on the other person, or you could simply go ahead and learn, hey, fucking duck. All right? Or move out of the way.
Or fight back.
Or fight back. You know, because I've seen it multiple times, where you can sit there and have any sort of competitive experience out there, and people will make excuses. All right, well, the other person's cheating, or the other person's not playing right, or I didn't know that could happen. But they'll still fucking keep on playing. I have never seen this inside the fucking martial arts, where somebody sits there and they start getting the shit pounded out of them, and they didn't come. If they didn't come to a point of realization that they needed to change something, all right, that they would continue to stick around doing this shit.
That only happens with electronic games or shit like that.
No, I've seen that. I've seen that in actual sports. But then again, a lot of the sports that are out there are sports for sport's sake. All right.
Well, see, the thing is, though, when I was younger, I was into kung fu and karate, and one thing too is that we learned doing that was that you got your ass kicked, you get back up and you fight back, and you learn that block, because the sensei that we had would literally hit you if you didn't do a certain block. He taught you how to block, literally. Either you're going to get hit by my fist or you're going to block my fist. There's no other. You know.
Well, here's the thing that that a lot of folks who are in active martial arts, who go ahead and actually, like I said, actively spar, they figure out real quick that, guess what? There's always somebody out there who's better than you, and that can kick your ass.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because of that, generally speaking, you don't walk around like an asshole thinking you're big shit all the fucking time. Okay?
Well, you know, to go on to that, there's a guy that used to be at my high school. He was a nerd, you know, much like myself. He enjoyed nerdy stuff. But so these jocks thought that he was easy prey. And come to find out, this guy was like a second-degree black belt. And when the jocks went up there to attack him, they quickly found out that, you know, basically, long story short, they didn't mess with that guy for the rest of high school. You know, and for people, you will always have those people at school, at work, that think they could bully everybody. You know, but that's just part of life, you know. I mean,
it's funny because I even remember during elementary school me running circles around everybody in all the sports and stuff like that, and I've actually been told to slow down, and I was like, why the fuck should I slow down? That doesn't make any. Give the others a chance. Give others a chance. They have a chance. They're just not beating me. We're already out here. We're already doing the deep. I remember when, you know, real little, playing Duck, Duck, Goose, no one was tapping Goose on me because they would get caught. So I would go ahead and take a nap. It was just simple. It was just, but look, we're getting off topic here. Back to fat shaming. Fat shaming.
It's not even a fat shaming thing, all right?
Right. That's why I put a quotation mark.
Here's the thing. I think Great Mouse, even though it kind of, well, no, actually, it went into a very predictable direction. The thing is that, look, I hate the fact that if you sit there and you're going to handcuff somebody from doing their fucking job, because what happens as a result of their job may bother somebody. Here's the thing. Some of the most significant changes and actions that have been enacted and initiated in people's lives have 90% of the time been things that have bothered them. Okay. Like I said in previous videos, nature's best teachers, pain, regret, you know, and fucking, I know there were three of them. There was pain, regret, and experience. You know, those sort of things come from going through bad shit. All right. You know, you can't sit there and you shield yourself from that and then expect to go through life correctly. Okay. Just like you can't sit there and go to the doctor, and if they tell you, hey, look, you need to lose some weight, and you turn around and say, this guy's full of shit, gain another 20 pounds, come back and have even worse issues, only for them to tell you the same fucking thing, and then turn around to respond the same way.
Oh, okay. No, now you got to lose 40 pounds.
Now you got to lose 40 pounds. But this time around, because you've been walking around with all that extra weight, your ankles and your knees are really fucking tender, and they're about to go too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, it's just this political correctness. It's destroying this country. It's handcuffing these professions that need to tell people, you need to stop doing this. Stop eating, whatever, And I'm talking about eating junk food.
I know, but it's just the way that sounded.
But, and like Trump is trying to do, he's pretty much saying, fuck political correctness, and tell people like it. People need to hear the truth, need to hear it like it is. Fuck shielding.
There should be a two-way street as far as a conversation or even a damn debate.
Yeah.
It should not just be a one-way street, and because, okay, whatever they're saying is going to hurt people's feelings, they're not allowed to talk. No, that is fucking bullshit, and that shit needs to come to an end.
In the olden days, they would always have somebody around that they called the village idiot, right? Generally speaking, the guy who ended up being the village idiot, it wasn't just like every other fucking title that people had in their communities. It was a title that was earned. Okay. Now, here was the thing about the village idiot. Okay, is that the village idiot could still be correct about things. Okay, that's just the general thinking. When you weren't going to take his advice all the fucking time,
right?
But if the village idiot came running through, as long as he wasn't also the boy who cried wolf. If the village idiot went ahead and ran through and said the barn was on fire where everybody's food was stockpiled at, guess what? They weren't sitting there turning around and saying, "Oh, he's the village idiot. He doesn't fucking understand or know anything about it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna sit over here." Okay.
No, motherfuckers are gonna be grabbing fucking buckets and running to the river to get some water.
Because the thing is that there's value in truth. Okay, and part of that value is that learning it may make you uncomfortable. Okay, and that discomfort, look, I know it sucks, but if you learn something from it and you make a change in your life that makes you better for it, guess what? It served the fucking purpose. That's the purpose it's supposed to serve.
But that is part of real life, and that's what these people need to realize and get over all the garbage that's block all of that.
The thing is, they're not getting it. That's the problem. They're not getting it. They're not getting it as a kid. They're getting sheltered.
Not even just as a kid, but even in college now.
Oh, I know.
It's ridiculous. It's like, wait a second now. You're worried about your feelings being hurt as an adult?
And what really kills me is that every one of those college students, they are some of the biggest babies in the world right now. I mean, they're so privileged. They're going to college. They're going to these Ivy League colleges that cost an arm and a leg, or you have to have a scholarship. You got to be pretty damn.
No, let's be truthful about that. Okay, if you're not rich, you're not going to one of those universities. That's just how that is.
That's yeah.
If you go on a fucking scholarship, for the folks who sit there and earn it through the scholarship, guess what? They probably know what's at stake there, and they're gonna make the use out of it. Okay,
they're not the ones. The people on the scholarships, they're probably not the ones that's doing all this active work, all this activism. But the people that are just paid to get in there, I think I mean, they're smart people. All of them are smart. They got to be smart to go to those type of colleges. Something's got to be there. I don't think you could pay your way into a college, and you know, there's got to be you got to take your SATs and all that stuff. But they're smart people. But for smart ass people, the smartest people in the world going to these colleges and acting like that, are you know, something seriously wrong? If you really take a step back and you're like, you know, you're like, what is wrong with society today where people cannot take somebody that disagrees with them, that somebody's telling you the truth, that you need to change your lifestyle or you're going to die because you'll become so obese.
You see, the main problem is that people do not want to be responsible. Integrity and merits are thrown out the window, and that corresponds with hard work. They don't want to do that. Anything that has to do with any of
hang on. Let me ask you a question. If you see your neighbor over here not working, has not had a job for over 2 years, but still able to get food, a house, lighting, have 5 kids or whatever, you know, they have all that. But you're over here, you're next door, you're working your motherfucking ass off. You're working 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, and you're just barely making it. But these guys over here are doing, not even working, but they're living off the motherfucking government. I understand where this is coming from. I mean, if, you know, why the fuck should I work if I see somebody over there doing nothing and getting all these benefits from the government? You know, that doesn't encourage me to work. That encourages me to not do shit. And you know, that's the problem with these urban communities. That's the problem. And white trash communities as well. I'm not just going to stay in one community. But so that hard work shit's not going to work here because, you know, people are seeing people get other things for not sitting on their ass all day.
But my point is, they make it seem like there's no opportunity at all, and that's garbage.
Yeah, that's garbage. But
here's the truth of the matter, because we only got like 30 seconds left. All right. Truth of the matter is that you're fucking adults and you're gonna have to live your life at it. All right. And if it happens to be that you know, it turns out that you can't deal with it and you end up taking yourself out, well, good for me as a surviving fucking adult. Okay. Fuck you, you're gone. Bye. Okay. And I know that's a harsh note to go ahead and leave on, but we're running out of time. So if you spent the last 39 minutes with us, folks, hit like, hit subscribe, leave us a comment below. Give us a topic. We are the 3 middle-aged guys. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
Merits. Acquire them. Credits.